In the month of January, I have built a bird nest house. My intention was to attract some bluebirds that I have observed around my yard and provide them with a good nesting place. I have built the house with a spare wood plank, and I covered it with tree bark to give it a natural finish. This is how the house looks after installed in my front yard. To have a higher chances to get the birds nesting in your house, it should be ready by mid-February before the reproduction season starts in the spring. Immediately after setting up the house, a variety of birds got close with interest to explore it. The red-headed woodpecker. No! Too small for her. The Carolina wren. Something might not have been good for her. The first to consider nesting in the house were a couple of eastern bluebirds, exactly as was my plan. The birds did not go immediately into the house. They first watched over the area to verify the house was not already taken by other birds. While one of them was periodically peeking into the house, the other looked out the area. Something must have not been quite right for them since they left after the third day. The bluebirds were followed by a couple of brown-headed nutheads that repeated the one time of looking out the area. The presence of the nuthatch was a nice surprise because I have never seen them before in my yard. 2 days later, the nuthatches did not come back. By the end of April, in which the hope of having nesting birds in the house almost lost, I visited the house to clean it. When I jerked the house, I got frightened when something agitatedly came out. Surprised, a fat, thin mouse couple had nested in the house. By the second week of May, I could watch the birds cleaning feces from the house. The chicks had hatched. Moreover, I could hear the chicks inside the nest. During the incubation period, the female plucks feathers from her chest to be able to better transfer heat to the egg. For this reason, the lower parts of the females temporarily show a pattern of dark spots. For 2 weeks, I could watch the adults going and coming the whole day with food for the chicks. When the time to leave the nest is close, the adults spend more time calling from the outside and encourage the young to leave the nest. Finally, one of them leans out the nest hole to look out the wall. And that was the first and only opportunity I had to observe the young. The next day, the nest was empty. I have learned that once the birds leave the nest, they won't come back anymore. When the house was just a decorative item, an unexpected visit arrived. A yellow rattlesnake. This type of snake is common in Georgia. They have a length between 3 and 5 feet and is non-venomous. It feeds on mice, frogs, squirrels, and birds. If you spot a snake of this species, you must respect it. It will help keep rodent population in check, and that will prevent other possible venomous snakes to be attracted to your area. Fortunately, the snake appeared when the nest had already been abandoned by the young bird. This story had a happy ending for all. Thank you for sharing this video.